Welcome, yoga friends, to Movement Yoga Warm-Up and Centering. My name is Mark Cormier. I'll be practicing with Kathy Cormier today. Let's get started.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you today, Kathy?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you, Mark?
Excellent. Let's get started with movement, warm-up, and centering. I'll turn the tempura down. All right, so we'll start with our hands on our hips, just marching it from side to side. As you start to feel those feet balancing on one foot, as you sustain that kick, going as high or as low as is right and good for you this morning. Please don't fall through the windows. Although it might go viral.
No.
No viral video here.
No. Gentle movements.
There you go. Now let's move back towards our center as we stay grounded through both feet. We're just rocking it side to side, finding your center. Once finding that center, let's lift up toes, lift up heels. I'll allow you to articulate your feet, laying each foot down as if you're laying a piece of tape onto a counter, picking each foot up as if you're peeling that tape back up off the counter. Next time you rock up onto the toes, lifting the heels, could you lift those heels up higher? And higher. And higher. And then articulating the foot as you lay that heel down and lifting up those toes. Could you lift those toes and spread those toes just a little bit more? Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And then fanning the toes as you lay them on down. Little toe, next toe, next toe, next toe, big toe. Letting those feet relax. Letting the knees relax. Hands by our side. Relax shoulders. A soft tuck of the chin as you bring your hands to your heart. A light press of your thumb against your sternum as you line up each finger. Soft eyes, if you're comfortable with closing your eyes, otherwise just soften those eyes. Starting our practice this morning, watching as our breath flows in and as our breath flows out. Arriving here in our yoga space, ready for a morning warm-up and centering practice. As you watch your breath flow in and out, I'll invite you to set an intention for your practice. It could be as simple as be here now. It could be something entirely different. It's all up to you in our practice. This morning is to strengthen our resolve, to move towards that intention. Lifting your head tall through the crown, I'll invite you to roll your hands over as you bring your hands by your side. From here, let's ground down to the balls of one toes as we step a foot back. Just circling the ankle, the knee and the hip. Inviting in more flow. And then taking those circles the other way. As much about feeling as it is about movement. How does it feel? And where do you feel it? Now grounding that foot down, we'll step that foot back, balls of the other toes, circling the ankle, the knee, and the hip. Inviting in more flow. And then taking those circles the other way. Now grounded down through that foot, let's bring the knees right together. We'll come down and cap the knees with the hands as we circle our knees. Inviting in more flow. And then taking those knee circles the other way. come on up. Let's step our feet hip width apart. I'll allow you to angle the toes out just a tad to open up those hips. Hands find the back of the hips, the fingers face down. Knees a little bit soft, equal weight in both feet, starting small as we circle those hips. Finding that low belly connection. And then letting those circles get bigger as we shift the weight between the feet. Circling back towards our center like a bee circling around a flower. Once finding your center, we'll start a small circle the other way, finding that low belly connection, and then letting those circles get bigger. Moving back towards our center. Once finding our center, pretending we have an extra set of hands, keeping the hips relatively stable, as we bring a hand onto each shoulder. Starting small as we circle our shoulders. And then letting it get bigger. Moving back towards our center. Once finding our center, starting small, circling the other way. And then letting it get bigger. Circling back towards our center. Once finding our center, hands by our side, take a breath to stand tall. Now sweeping arms out to the side and then overhead and holding. Thumb and forefinger of the left hand catch the right wrist. And I know Facebook switches things up, so do your best here. Make sure you do both sides. We can traction that right shoulder. And as we start to traction the shoulder, starting to circle the shoulders. And then circling the hips the other way. Full body movement. God bless you. Starting small and then letting it get bigger. Inviting in more flow. Moving back towards our center. Now thumb and forefinger of the right hand catch the left wrist. We can start to traction that left shoulder. And then as a result of that traction, starting to circle the shoulders. And then circling the hips the other way. Starting small. And then letting it get bigger. Circling back towards our center. Once finding our center, hands by our side. Let's release and relax those shoulders a little bit before we start our sun salutations. I'll allow you to inhale the shoulders up towards the ears. On the exhale, just let them drop. Let that exhale spill out through the mouth. A few more times here. Let's do one more here. Keeping those shoulders heavy, I'll invite you to narrow your stance as you turn to the side. Now at home you don't have to turn to the side, we're just doing this for the purposes of the video. So depending on where you are this morning, either working the feet hip width apart, or you might narrow that stance to challenge your balance. That can change throughout the practice. The other thing to say is when you bring the arms up and over the head, you can move towards press palms, but if that causes the shoulders to accumulate tension, keeping the hands wide. And again, that can change throughout the practice. Let's take Sun Salé in 3 pieces. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, hands back down. 2 more times, observing the natural rhythm of the shoulders as the arms elevate, the shoulders elevate. As the arms descend, the shoulders descend. Let's do one more here. Breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, hands by your side. Let's add a forward fold and a back bend, half sun salutation. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. On the exhale, leading with the heart as you fold. Take a breath to arc the back, hands can cap the knees. Exhaling, rounding the spine, strong tuck of the chin, hands can catch the back of the shins. Inhaling, moving towards a neutral spine, back of the head in line with the sacrum, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. 2 more half sun salves. Inhaling up. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Take a breath to arc the back as we lift chin and tail. Tucking chin and tail as we round the spine. Strong tuck of the chin. Inhaling, leading with back heart, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. 1 more half sun style here. Inhaling up. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Take a breath to arc the back. Now arching the spine, strong tuck of the chin as we fold again. Inhaling, riding the breath up, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. Sun salutation A without vinyasa. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Take a breath to arc the back. Strong tuck of the chin as we round the spine, grounding down through the hands and finding your down dog as you step 1 foot back and then the other. As we hold this first down dog of this practice, I'll invite you to walk your dog as you bend 1 leg deeply and then the other. Moving back and forth between the sides. Finding that mind-body connection that's always there. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? From a place of movement, moving back towards stillness. Long arms, long legs, long spine. Deep, full breath. And by watching your breath as it flows in and out, finding a little more space between each breath, each beat of the heart, each thought. Yes, you want to be more towards a place of stillness here. Yes, focusing on that breath. Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending the knees ever so slightly as you lift the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you mindfully make your way to the front of your mat. Take a breath to arc the spine when you arrive. On the exhale, arching the spine as you fold. Strong tuck of the chin. Inhaling, riding the breath up, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. On the second sun sal A, I'll direct you back towards plank pose, and then we'll find down dog. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. On the exhale, finding your forward fold. Take a breath to arc the back. And then arching the spine, strong tuck of the chin as you ground down through the hands, finding a plank. As we hold the plank, feeling that head, hip, and heels connection. Connecting with a line of strength running through the center of yourself. The line of strength that supports your intention. Despite the effort of the action, an easeful quality to your breath. Shoulders super, super, super engaged. Back of the neck long. Long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, navel to spine, as you lift those hips high, coming back to down dog. Either holding it in stillness and seeing what arises, or walking that dog, stirring it up. Finding that mind-body connection that's always there. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? If you chose to add movement back towards stillness, long arms, long legs, long spine, deep full breath. Tail end of a breath, bending the knees ever so slightly as you lift the tailbone just a little bit higher, finding just a little more space in your low back. And then looking between the hands as you either step or jump it to the front of your mat. Take a breath to create length. Exhale and fold. Inhaling, riding the breath up, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. So let's work vinyasa in here. I'll ask you to do your push-up using your knees. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. On the exhale, finding your forward fold. Take a breath to create length. Keeping that length, elbows soft as you set up your push-up. Top of a plank, and I'll ask you to use your knees for the push-up. So finding those knees. Elbows shave the ribs, yoga style. It's a tricep push-up. When you get down, hips stay down, finding a little baby cobra, just lifting up the heart as you pull back with the hands. From here, lengthening the spine as you lay the heart down, tucking the toes. Toes and chin stay down, but we lift the hips up to set up for a rocking horse push-up. And then using those knees as we push on up. And then lifting hips high, finding your down dog. Again, either holding the down dog in stillness or adding some movement, stirring it up. Finding that mind-body connection. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? From a place of movement back towards stillness. Long arms, long legs, long spine. Deep, full breath. Tail end of a breath, bending your knees ever so slightly as you lift the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you step or jump at front. Take a breath to create length, arcing the back. Arching the spine as you fold. On the inhale, arms out to the side and then overhead. Not yet. So tall spine first. It's all good. Exhaling, standing tall.
I'm in my head today.
That's all good. We're all in our heads every day. That's why we do our yoga. So now we're going to do Sun Cell B. Do your best. There's a lot going on here. And it goes pretty fast. So, inhaling into tall spine. Exhaling, keeping tall spine, finding your chair. Inhale and hold. Exhale, go lower as you find more strength in your legs. On the inhale, rising on up, a big back bend at the top, open heart, open throat. On the exhale, a big swan dive over. Take a breath to arc the back. Now arching the spine, strong tuck of the chin, finding your push-up. Feeling free to use those knees or not. I'll let you go free form here. Now find your push-up, what feels right and good for you. Finding either that cobra or that up dog. Again, up to you. Listening to your body and respecting what your body has to say. Once you find down dog, flow style. Feet together. Right leg high for the three-legged dog. Pointing those toes. Now looking between the hands, pitching that leg even higher. Now flexing the foot as you float it on through. Landing it lightly, spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side, and then overhead, warrior one. Now riding that next exhale down to low lunge as you spin that back heel up. And then cycling through vinyasa as you will. Free form here. Listening to your body, respecting what your body has to say. Taking care of those shoulders, taking care of those hips. Taking care of that back. Flow style, feet together, left leg high as we point those toes. Looking between the hands, pitching that leg even higher. Now flexing the foot as you float it on through. Spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side and then overhead, warrior one. Back leg long, back leg strong. And then on the exhale, back to low lunge as you spin that back heel up. And then back to down dog as you will. Take your time. Find your flow. Follow your breath. As we hold down dog for 6 or so breaths. Long, smooth breaths in. Equally long, smooth breaths out. As we hold down dog, I'll invite you to bring your attention to the base of your throat. From that place, listening and feeling as your breath flows in and as your breath flows out. Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending your knees ever so slightly as you lift the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you step or jump in front. Take a breath to create length when you arrive. Keeping that length as we fold again, strong tuck of the chin. On the inhale, stay low, knees over toes, hands over head, chair pose, Utkatasana, the powerful pose. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhale, rising on up, open heart, open throat. On the exhale, hands by your side as you stand tall. I'll invite you to turn to face camera at home. You can stay just as you are. As you bring your hands to your heart. A light press of your thumb against your sternum as you line up each finger. Relax shoulders, a soft tuck of the chin. Watching as your breath flows in. And watching as your breath flows out. As you watch your breath flow in and out, I'll invite you to come back to your intention. Now lifting the chin tall to the crown, rolling your hands over as we bring our hands by our side. 3 ancillary breaths. Breathing in, the arms move out, the fingers widen. Exhaling, the hands move in, the fingers narrow. Taking it a little bit higher, breathing in. And breathing out. One more here, breathing in. And breathing out. Now finding prayer hands. I'll invite you to touch your thumbs to your forehead. Your intention is in your thoughts. I'll invite you to touch your thumbs to your lips. Your intention is in your words. I'll invite you to touch your thumbs to your heart. Your intention is in your actions. Lifting the chin tall through the crown, rolling those hands over, hands by your side. I'll invite you to bring one hand onto your belly, the other hand on top, connecting with your center. Your center supporting your intention. And in any amount, finding a bow as you thank yourself for practicing yoga. And as we offer our practice out to each other and to the world. Hands find the heart. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Kathy, for practicing with me.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today.
Yeah, we'll see you all real soon. If you're watching on the record, we love that. And I see Grace. Welcome, Grace.
Hi, Grace.
And we'll see you all soon. Namaste.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Have a